It's Marc Stevens, author of Government Indicted, website, of course, markstevens.net. And like I mentioned on the broadcast, the June 3rd edition of the No State Project, we had the video for the, actually could just do all in one instead of two separate videos. We're going to have the video for the documented proof of Ginger's latest success story in Texas. We're also going to have Charles's, which includes a felony. Neither one of these are misdemeanor traffic. So let's get, and we'll get that up right here at markstevens.net. Of course, you can go through this. It's getting pretty deep. We don't post everything because we don't always get the documented proof. We like to have the evidence, of course, whenever possible. So that's why we won't post something. I might mention it on the show, but I won't post it unless we have the actual proof that we can post up there. So this goes pretty deep, and we've got success on 3 continents. And yes, drug charges, of course, code violations, what they are. But let's get to the actual proof that we like to show so much here on the No State Project. Where the hell is it? Oh, there it is. There it is. Okay. This is permission from Ginger to do it unredacted. Now, I've also released this in another video, but these documents will be available at markstevens.net that you can download. So if you notice this here, dismissal was after the motion by the prosecution. Ginger was absolutely unrelenting in his defense against these bogus charges and had filed his own motion to dismiss for a lack of evidence. A lack of evidence. So if you see here, state to dismiss. What does that say? Insufficient evidence. Let's just be a little... There we go. Let's blow that up so those everybody can say. State to dismiss insufficient evidence. This was Ginger's defense. I know, we'll get critics that say, well, the prosecution didn't, doesn't mean they agree with you. We had shown Ginger was unrelenting from day one. He was challenging them that the prosecution had no or insufficient evidence to set forth a valid claim against him. And after so many months, they did the right thing and they dismissed. So this is one of them. And boom, I decided I didn't have to necessarily Photoshop this. This was good enough. We'll get that. Well, let's see. This is city San Antonio Bexar. It's pronounced Bexar County. This is the other charge, state to dismiss insufficient evidence. So at no point in time, whatever was in the prosecutor's mind for why they would have dismissed this, what is indisputable is that at no time did the prosecution offer a single piece of evidence to support their claim that just because Ginger is physically in Texas, or was at the time, that a written instrument nobody bothered to sign actually applied to him. So you could turn around and say, well, they didn't dismiss it for insufficient evidence there. Well, why wasn't his motion granted when it was just in general that, as far as there was no evidence or insufficient evidence to set forth a valid charge against Ginger, where the court would then have subject matter jurisdiction? Why not throw it out all those months ago when he raised it the first time? Yeah. So yes, we're not saying for a second that there weren't other circumstances here, but we're going to go with the circumstantial evidence, and we're going to go with the testimony from Ginger that at no point in time, and I challenge anybody listening, if you think that the prosecutor had the evidence to prove the Constitution and laws applied just because he was physically in Texas, and dismissed on some other element that where there was insufficient evidence, bring forth your claim. Bring forth your proof. Actually show some evidence that would prove that just because he was physically in Texas, some written instrument no one bothered to sign actually applied to him. So another congratulations to Ginger for taking a principled stand. And that's something we have to keep in mind here. This is a principled stand against these people. These are two more charges that are thrown out where somebody not only made a principled stand against them and called them out on their BS, but This was 2 fines that they did not get an opportunity to levy. Well, yeah, I know they got 6,000 more people they're going to get, but they didn't get it from him. So big congratulations standing up to these degenerates and getting a dismissal. Yes, state to dismiss insufficient evidence. Actually, it was some prosecutor, wasn't the state, because, hey, there is no such thing as the state of Texas. It's a DBA. It's all it is. It's a doing business as. We get to our last one. This was in Florida. This took a lot of work, apparently, from what Charles tells me, and I redacted this stuff because he asked me to. This is a felony charge that was thrown out. And yes, he did give them fits. I would say he was really pressing, just like Ginger, to get the evidence proving the Constitution and Code applied, that there was any jurisdiction to even look at him. But it's tough going. I understand that. So he did get the assistance of an attorney eventually, and he still pressed him for the discovery, which discovering Brady material, for those not familiar, Brady material is all exculpatory evidence and information. Any information that is relevant to showing that you're innocent, and information that is used to impeach the integrity or the competency and credibility of the witnesses the prosecution claim is going to bring. And remember, if a witness is going to testify, Rule 602 says they have to have personal knowledge. And if they are testifying and have so testified prior that you violated the law, that the laws apply to you, they have to have personal first-hand knowledge that they do apply. Not just that you violated it, but that they apply in the first place. So he was able to get at least one felony charge thrown out. I don't know if the other one was a felony charge, but it was pretty serious. But you can see the defendant's motion granted, and it was dismissed. I'd blow this up a little bit more, but it's a really, really bad copy. So this is really the best that we can do. So big congratulations to Charles for making a principled stand against these the real crooks, and not those like the people like this judge Richard Howard, who at least did the right thing here, but a criminal nonetheless. Remember, this is a principled stand, and so it's like Spooner wrote, the Constitution has either authorized such a government as we have had, or has been powerless to prevent it. In any case, it is unfit to exist. I guess I could have got a better one that actually said that, but that's the end of the quote. It is unfit to exist, because all it is public relations blinding you from the real truth that they are just men and women forcing us to pay them. And that is why we're able to get so many success stories posted here at markstevens.net, because we take that principle, we take the basic principles of logic and show that the whole system, not just that the ticket is wrong, the whole system that is forcing you to participate is wrong. So we take a principled stand because it's wrong to lie, steal, kill, and cheat other people just because you call yourself a government. And forcing other people to give you money, perfect strangers that is criminal. It is immoral. It is wrong. There is absolutely no moral or legal or moral or ethical justification for it. It's just a fallacious double standard. And we go in, we have these successes because we are challenging the system itself. The entire system is unfair. It is unfair because they're just men and women forcing us to pay them. So please keep that in mind. But if you know better, if you have more, if you have evidence, if you can actually prove that their magical pieces of paper called constitutions will not actually apply to us because we're physically in Texas or Florida or Arizona, please call into a live broadcast of the No State Project, and I'd be more than happy to hear your evidence. And my name is Marc Stevens. The website is markstevens.net.